Hey listeners, it's Paul Andriola here. Why not join our community at Small Cap Discoveries, where we offer our members direct access to some of the best microcap investment opportunities available. Our members are getting access to premium microcap financings, research reports, and direct access to management. Sign up today at www.smallcapdiscoveries.com.
Welcome everyone to the SCD interview. Today we have Gord Breese, CEO of Katipult Technologies. Katipult Technologies trades under the symbol FUND on the Venture Exchange. Gord's here for an update. So Gord, happy to have you here and would love to get caught up. So take it away.
Sounds good, Paul. Thank you for the kind introduction. And pleasure to be here and share an update on the Katipult business with your viewers and audience. So I'm going to walk through a couple of slides just to bring folks up to speed. Happy to answer questions and provide just a brief update on the trajectory and the performance of the business. So, as some of your audience knows, Katipult is a fintech company. We've built a software as a service SaaS platform specifically for the capital market space. And we're excited about this space because it's a segment of the financial services market that is undergoing some pretty significant change. That change is being driven by a number of factors. The first and foremost that we're quite familiar with is the regulators, particularly in Canada and the US, have made some changes to create new investment structures for companies looking to raise capital can use, and certainly investors who are looking to diversify their holdings and participate in some alternative investment structures get an opportunity to participate in those. We're also seeing a change in the demographics of investors. So there's a well-documented shift in wealth from the baby boomer generation to a younger cohort of investors. And that new investor community are really looking for tools and capabilities and services that are more self-service, have a stronger kind of digital anytime, anywhere flavor that they can use to participate in those investment products and opportunities. And we're also seeing just general disintermediation happening across the financial services space. So investment banks are changing their approach to serving the market. The ecosystem is going through an evolution. And a big part of that is this disruptive digital transformation that Katipult is certainly driving in the capital market space. I'm going to talk a little bit about our product. We call it Katipult DealFlow. Katipult DealFlow is a purpose-built SaaS platform that has been in market for a number of years. We've really got three primary configurations that we've deployed to our customers. The first I'm going to mention is the product that serves the FINRA dealer community in the US and the IIROC dealer community here in Canada. That's a big part of our focus in the market, is to provide those investment banks with a new capability to serve the market, as I mentioned earlier. We are also providing a capability that gives issuers or organizations that are looking to raise capital an easier way for them to get their deals out, to identify the opportunity for investors to participate and really like a self-service model where those issuers could bring their deals to market and expose them to investment capital. The third scenario is I would kind of refer to as our heritage business. Katipult initially started as a crowdfunding platform focused on enabling a range of organizations looking to raise capital for projects or initiatives and expose those to investors. So, we've decided to put more of an emphasis on the first market segment, the broker-dealer community. It's more of an enterprise sale, and organizations that are using the Katipult platform are organizations like the ones I've noted here. So this is a subset of our customer base. We're proud of the organizations that are using Katipult today. These are organizations that have very high standards with respect to how they select and deploy enterprise software. And we're excited about the opportunity to serve this market, in Canada and the US. So in terms of progress, so what have we been able to achieve in terms of using our platform, our SaaS product, to power and drive the capital markets business? So collectively, our customers have raised over $4 billion US in capital. That represents over 3,500 unique investment deals. So things like a private placement would be counted as one of those deal types, as well as having served close to 125,000 unique investors to participate in various deals across our customer set. So a pretty robust set of activity. We generate revenues when we license the product to individual companies, but we also generate revenues through transactions with some of our customers as well. So these are key drivers to the company's revenue growth. We've got a very clear focus on our product strategy. So we are working very aggressively to be an innovator in the market. We develop very close partnerships with the customers that I've noted around how to drive new capabilities in our product. So today, we're focused on what we call a new issue platform. So a new issue being an investment vehicle, whether it's a private placement, a follow-on deal. And we give our customers the opportunity to automate that full life cycle of that investment transaction. We're also working on connecting our customers. So the ability that we're providing to the marketplace is for investment dealers to co-syndicate deals. So manage the allocation and demand across various broker dealers. We call that Katipult DealFlow Mesh. And we obviously have a focus on the future as well. So things like artificial intelligence. We use artificial intelligence today in a couple of areas. We use it to automate some of the development of our new code base. So our engineers are using AI tools to create some efficiency in how we build our product. We're also using AI in our automated testing. So before a product is delivered, we obviously want to ensure that it is bulletproof, highly secure, and we use AI tools to ensure that we deliver a high quality product to the market. We also expect to see other scenarios in how we use artificial intelligence. We're excited about some new innovation that we're working on, and certainly happy to share that as that news breaks and we release those products to market. So, just a couple of highlights I'll share. Some recent news. We've released our 2022 results as well as our Q1 2023 results. We're excited about the fact that the enterprise segment of our business continues to grow. We achieved 31% growth rate year over year in the enterprise space. That's a focus that we have going forward, both in the US and Canada. We also were acknowledged in the US earlier this month through a Banking Tech Award for achieving an award category called the Workflow Tech of the Future. So Katipult being acknowledged alongside some pretty significant industry luminaries and players is a really strong endorsement of our capabilities, primarily to serve the US market. We also recently announced the largest win in terms of contract value that the company has achieved. We have a pretty strict NDA with this customer, so we haven't released the name of that North American-based organization. But one of the foundations of that deal is that customer's appetite and interest in really driving a robust digital strategy in their business. And that's really where we're seeing most of our market traction. We're seeing organizations that are looking to embrace the future, accommodate some of the dynamic changes that are happening across the capital market space, and being in a position to provide better services and capabilities to all of the users across a deal transaction. So the issuer, investors, and the banking organization themselves. So that's kind of a highlight, Paul, of our business. We're excited about the future. We've got some pretty significant milestones that we've achieved, and we certainly got our eye on future growth as well. So happy to take any questions and clarify and provide some additional insight.
No, fantastic. Thanks, Gord. I want to remind everybody who's listening, if you've got a question you'd like me to ask Gord, just use the chat function, and I'll do my best to ask the question. I mean, one thing that pops out, Gord, right away is, the $1.5 million contract you've got here. How do you get these type of contracts? Is it outreach on your part, or there are RFPs? What can you tell us?
Yeah, so certainly in Canada, we've got some pretty high-profile customers. So most of the Canadian players are aware of Katipult. We are actively in dialogue with additional prospects in terms of what their digitization plans are. In the US, we've got a more of an aggressive outreach program. We've hired a new marketing leader that's helping us spearhead our communications and our business development efforts in the US. But I think an important part of our go-to-market strategy is leveraging our customer base. So, for example, Raymond James is a customer of ours in the US. We work, across the board with their US entity. Raymond James is a very high-profile financial services organization in the US, and they are advocating pretty responsibly with us in terms of promoting Katipult and getting our story out to newer prospects and customers in both Canada and the US.
Mm-hmm. I think for most investors that are looking at this for the first time, the sort of first thought is likely going to be, okay, you're going after brokers, right? The sort of traditional equity brokers, but maybe give us a sense of, there's so many financial organizations out there when you really think of it, everything from private equity to venture to capital to, all sorts of stuff. Can you give us a sense of the addressable market that you're really going after, maybe the number of players that are out there you can go after?
Yeah, so the approach we're taking, Paul, is to provide access to every participant in that capital market space. So, for example, we're working with a leading law firm in Canada, and that might seem tangential to the broker-dealer world, but legal firms are very involved in the whole process right at the beginning in terms of deal creation and the development of a subscription document, the investment vehicle that will be used by the issuer and by investors to participate. So we have the capability in the Katipult platform for those legal firms to automate that whole process, to build a subscription document that's fully digitized and easy to distribute across the capital markets ecosystem. We're also working with the Toronto Stock Exchange. So they've launched an initiative to provide their issuers with a way to raise capital. And if you look at the whole addressable market for Katipult, it's wide and it's robust, as measured in terms of capital raised in the alternative investment space. And that's really an important consideration here. As we see a shift from organizations raising money by going public and pursuing alternative investment structures, that's a market that's going to continue to grow in the years ahead. And we're excited to be a participant in automating that alternative investment space.
Mm-hmm. How big could Katipult be? I'm trying to get some sense of numbers in terms of this. This isn't like I'm cautious that people might think this is a bit of a niche market. There's a significant amount of transactions that get dealt with in a whole bunch of different alternative methods, like you said. Just try to ballpark a number in some way.
Yeah, I want to be cautious about providing forward-looking
for sure,
of insights. I mean, what attracted us to this market is the quantum and capital activity that is transacted, and that's measured in trillions of dollars. And if you look at If you look at the US market, for example, it represents 50% of the private capital market activity globally. We see an opportunity to provide services on that capital that's being transacted, both from the basics of running a transaction, giving people the workflow tools around compliance, around syndication, obviously the investors and the investment bankers themselves. But there's also opportunities for us to take the data insights from those transactions. We've got a pretty substantial level of data already curated on the Katipult platform through some of that deal activity. That data insight is worth a significant amount in terms of value. We're working creatively on how we unlock that value, provide data as a service in terms of insights from the information that we collect on the Katipult platform, and provide issuers and investors better insights with respect to investment vehicles and the performance thereof. So 10 million, 100 million, there's an opportunity for Katipult to be a significant growth engine in terms of our recurring software revenue license that we collect today.
Mm-hmm. I used to work in the industry. I know the sheer amount of paperwork that gets thrown around. So anything you do to do away with that, I think, is very welcome. But we talk a little bit about what the competitive landscape looks like. I mean, clearly, you're not the only company that's out there tackling this market.
Yeah, certainly. I would say that there's probably two sort of categories of players that we run into. The first is some of the traditional older technology stacks. So organizations like Broadridge provide a lot of functionality for middle and back office for investment brokers and dealers. They are delivering what I would consider a legacy technology solution. Katipult is a cloud-first innovator, and I think that differentiates us. We certainly recognize, though, that we got to play nicely with those legacy incumbents. We've demonstrated with our customers the ability to connect into those systems and provide additional functionality through that connectivity. The second category are when organizations feel the need that they do have to break through some of that paperwork hassle that you've described. Begin to drive some level of a digital solution to make it easier for everybody in their organization and for their investors to participate in deals. Homegrown, configuring like a DocuSign setup, but those are really what we would consider band-aid solutions. Katipult, on the other hand, we've purposely built our product to serve this alternative investment space and focused on really delivering high value services to everybody that is connected to this ecosystem. So certainly, we've got some additional work to do in our product innovation and our development, but today the product is market ready and proven that customers can rely on it for this core function in their organizations.
Mm-hmm. You're still a relatively young business. You've been at it for a number of years here, but do you have the resources you need to continue to grow? Do you have the people? Do you have the capital? What if anything, do you still need?
Yeah, I think we've arrayed a top-notch leadership team in the organization. So we've taken people from the capital market space and brought them into the organization. We've got some headcount that we're looking to add into the business to kind of scale up our business. We also are looking at our cap table, looking at ways that we can ensure that we've got the growth capital to fund additional future development. So stay tuned for insights on that. But today we've got an organization that can serve the needs of any customer in North America in this space. And we've got the track record and the proven, customer case studies to prove that.
Mm-hmm. Now, you're growing your business, revenues are growing nicely. You're adding some very significant, sort of well-known clients. But what challenges are you facing? What sort of keeps you up at night right now?
Yeah, I think part of it is getting the word out with respect to there is a better way. I've been in the enterprise software space for decades, and I know that the financial services market is one that is pretty tied into their traditional ways of running their businesses. Our view is that there is this disruptive opportunity that organizations in the space can either ignore or embrace. And the more organizations that we can talk to about the advantages, the additional capabilities that they get access to when they deploy Katipult, the better off we're going to be in terms of our growth story. I would say the other challenge is just the war war for talent, so engineering and product resources. That's certainly waned a little bit with some of the cool off happening in the tech sector, but certainly finding great people and bringing them into the organization is an important consideration for what we focus on.
Now, you guys clearly, you mentioned data earlier. You're sort of at the epicenter of how this industry works. You see a lot of data that determines sort of the health of the industry. What can you tell us? This is a little bit outside of talking about Katipult directly, but what's the sort of the health of the industry right now? The financing community right now is it's certainly volatile. But what can you tell us?
Well, the interesting story and the scenario of this market is that it does ebb and flow. There are peaks and valleys. We saw huge activity at the tail end of the pandemic or the beginning, halfway through the 2020 through to 2021. The deal activity was off the charts. There was an inevitable slowdown in deal activity. We certainly see that with our customers, and right now we're focused on ensuring that those customers are ready and optimized for the market recovery. We certainly see deals in the resource and mineral sector still going strong. But there needs to be more recovery, more activity in the broader investment sectors, and we'll be happy when we see that investment activity return. So glory days of 2021 probably are going to be a little ways out there, but we're working with our customers to ensure that when the market recovers, they are ready. They've upgraded their systems. They've got the cost structure in place to ensure that their capital markets operations are profitable and highly efficient.
Fantastic. And then, as investors kind of looking into the business, what would you suggest are either the catalysts or the metrics to really pay the most attention to for the business?
Yeah, so I would say that investors paying a close attention to our recurring revenue model. That's one of the most attractive aspects about investors participating in a software as a service business is that recurring, highly profitable business. So looking at our gross margins, and we're getting close to the 80% gross margin, which we're proud of. We're running a very efficient operation. But I think the biggest, most important metric is the growth of the SaaS, that recurring revenue in the enterprise space. So those enterprise logos in the financial services market, as we add more of those customers to our portfolio, you're going to see an increase and an uptick in that recurring revenue model.
Fantastic. And then, Gord, lastly, is there anything we didn't cover? Do you have a sort of a key message you want to make sure everybody walks away with today?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is that Katipult as an investment thesis is robust and compelling. I think we've demonstrated that we can serve the very the highest demanding, most significant customers in this space in terms of their profile and their activity. We've refined our product. We've built out some additional modules and capabilities. So it is a significant product offering that covers a pretty wide footprint for those customers. So for us, it's really about taking that momentum and scaling it. and focusing on, additional customer ads primarily in the US and Canada. And we're excited about that journey we're on. And, hopefully your audience and investors will continue to follow our story and look out for some great news going forward.
Fantastic. Great. Well, this has been fantastic. We've been speaking with CEO Gord Breese of Katipult Technologies. The symbol again is FUND, Fund on the Venture Exchange. Gord, always great to catch up and appreciate the time today.
You too, Paul. Thank you for your time and have a great day.
Thank you.